What if one of the most famous deaths in modern history wasn't just an accident? What if the people closest to power knew exactly what was going to happen that night? On August 31st, 1997, Princess Diana sat in the back of a black Mercedes speeding through Paris just after midnight. Photographers chased closely behind. And what happened in the next few minutes would divide the world for decades. But to understand why that night still raises questions, you have to go back a little further. By the summer of 1997, Diana was no longer just the Princess of Wales. She had walked away from royal life and was quietly building something new for herself. Something independent. Something that, to certain people in certain places, may have felt threatening. She was traveling. Speaking publicly. Campaigning against landmines in ways that embarrassed powerful governments. And then she met Dodi Fayed. That summer, the two of them became the most photographed couple on the planet. Every move documented. Every appearance dissected. But here's where it starts to get interesting. Because Diana had been speaking privately to people she trusted about something that deeply unsettled her. She felt watched. Not just by cameras, but by something else entirely. In a letter written to her butler just months before her death, she described a specific fear. She believed an accident was being planned for her. A car accident. Designed to look like exactly that. Just an accident. And then, on the night of August 31st, she got into a car. That evening, Diana and Dodi had been staying at the Ritz Hotel in Paris. Just after midnight, a decision was made to leave through the rear entrance. A black Mercedes was brought around. The plan was simple: exit quickly and avoid the crowd. For a moment, it seemed to work. But within minutes, photographers caught on. Motorbikes accelerated. Cars followed. The driver pushed harder. Faster through the streets. Faster into the tunnel. And then, silence. The Mercedes crashed inside the Pont de l'Alma tunnel at a speed later estimated at over 90 miles per hour. Dodi Fayed was pronounced dead at the scene. Diana was still alive when emergency responders arrived, but she never left the hospital. The official explanation came quickly. The driver had been drinking. The car was moving dangerously fast. A tragic accident. Except, it wasn't that simple. Because when investigators began looking closer, certain things didn't sit comfortably. The route they took was changed at the last minute. Security arrangements that evening were surprisingly limited for one of the most recognizable women on Earth. And then there were the cameras. The Pont de l'Alma tunnel had surveillance equipment. Equipment that, on that particular night, produced no usable footage. The theories that followed were significant. Some pointed to British intelligence, suggesting Diana's relationship with Dodi, and rumors of a possible engagement had created unacceptable tensions within the establishment. Others pointed to her public campaigns, arguing her landmine work had made powerful enemies in governments that profited from the weapons industry. And some simply pointed to that letter. The one where she described, in her own words, the exact manner in which she believed her life would be taken. A car accident. Multiple investigations followed. French authorities conducted an extensive examination. A British inquiry concluded in 2008. Both determined the same thing: there was no credible evidence of a planned assassination. The crash was caused by a drunk driver at dangerous speed while being pursued by photographers. And yet, the questions never fully disappeared. Because when someone dies who feared exactly this, who wrote about it, who spoke about it privately, it becomes almost impossible to simply accept the word accident and move on. So where does that leave us? Was it a tragic collision in a Paris tunnel? Or something that certain people had been quietly waiting for? The investigations say one thing, but Diana herself said another. And maybe that's the part that still keeps people awake at night. If you want more stories where history and mystery refuse to stay buried, subscribe. Because some questions don't disappear just because someone tells you the case is closed.